Good afternoon, everybody. Episode 18. Wow, we are really jamming. And I got to tell you, I owe a big thank you to everybody that's been coming on and viewing. We just broke 1,300 views. For a month being on the air, and only reaching out really to two fan sites, hemanworld.com and foreternia.com. To the fans there, it's pretty amazing that we've gotten 1,300 views so far. I know Kim is working night and day, reaching out now. We're going full blast to all the fan sites, all the writer sites, and she's really reaching out to everybody, and we're gonna try to blast our viewership a lot. You can help a lot if you like what you're seeing here. Tell your friends, okay? And tell your friends to tell their friends, come on over, let's keep this party growing, okay? Because that's kind of what it's all about, reaching out to everybody and building our own community of people that love to write, maybe someday produce or direct, people that are fans of animation and of television, motion pictures. So we're all in it together. And today is really a different kind of an episode that I'm doing. And I do this every once in a while. And I do now I do like a little tease for the episodes before I drop them. And I'm really just posting it on He-Man World and foreternia.com. But now we're going to start going to all the fan sites, and we're going to be posting these episode teasers. And in the teaser for episode 18, I said, it's a little controversial, the episode that I'm doing today, but I'm a controversial guy. I take shots, I take chances, and I always try to call it like I see it. And that doesn't always fly for everybody. I don't expect everybody to love everything that I say or, be in awe of everything I've done. I hope it brought some smiles and laughter to some of you, and entertainment and thrills and chills in some of my novels. But I don't expect everybody to go along with me. But I have to say it like I feel it, especially when it comes to things that inspire writers and inspire the people who love writing, who love animation, who love television motion pictures. And up until now, I've spoken, primarily when I do an episode about writing, I've spoken about structure and jargon and the terminology and the process, a plot, characters, all of the things that are the concrete, the mortar and the cement that you lay a foundation for, and then you start building hopefully your novel or your screenplay or whatever it is. But those are really the elements of writing. Later on we'll talk about the elements of directing and producing, but for now those are the elements of writing. Those are the hard and fast elements. Know where to begin, know where to end, have 3 plot points along the way, all of that. But today, I'm doing something a little different. Today, I'm talking about the ethereal elements of writing. And I've said this before, but writing and producing and directing, they're businesses, like any business. They have a certain way of doing things. But this business of show business and publishing and making up stories from nothing, there's something really magical about it. And those who love the process, those who love writing, who love movies, who love television shows, you don't have to produce them yourselves or create them yourself. But if you love them, like I do, then you love the magic in them. And you know that there is an element of magic in them. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. You got to leave yourself open for receiving that magic. And where is it coming from? And hey, this is where I may lose a couple of you. If I do, I'm sorry, okay? But I want to preface this by saying I never tell anybody what they should believe, what they should not believe. I put my life on the line in my Air Force service to defend the freedoms and rights and liberties of all people to believe or not believe in anything they want to believe or anything they don't want to believe. I happen to be a really spiritual person, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm going out on a limb, but I believe in God. And you know what? Figuratively, I believe there's a little old man up in the clouds with a long white beard, and he's calling the shots. And he's predestined us for where we're going to go. And we make our own choices along the way, but he's giving us opportunities for us. And I just can't believe that there isn't some kind of a master creator that's moving things along. Now, for you, it may be something different. It doesn't matter. If you believe in muses, if you believe in spirits, oh gosh, you know, if you haven't seen the film, what was it, Kim, The Muse with Albert Brooks?
I think it was The Muse.
I think it's called The Muse with Albert Brooks. Sharon Stone's
Stone.
best film. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it because she was really good in that. And she plays a muse. But there's something out there that does something for us. And to get it, you got to be receptive. There's a wonderful country song, and it's called Going Through Hell. And in this country song, he says, the good news is there's angels everywhere out on the street holding out a hand to help you back up on your feet. And I believe that. And you can believe in muses, you can believe in knocking on wood, whatever it is. But there's something out there. Have you ever had an idea that came to you and you wonder, where the hell did that come from? Wow, I better write that down because that's pretty freaking amazing. Angel Hernandez, who was the VP of production at WNIT in South Bend, Indiana, and I went down to the Bahamas to shoot a couple of shows down there, a couple of documentaries. And one night, one of the documentaries was really rough. It was called Amazing Grace, about, you know, you're lost and then you're found, about drug dealers and stuff, you know, coming to the Lord. And we're on this street, dark street, in the middle of the night, couple of lamps going on, street lamps. And we're shooting, and we've got, you know, actors playing prostitutes and drug dealers. In the middle of shooting, and Kim will remember because she served as second unit director on that shoot. But we're in the middle of shooting it, and a brown dog comes slowly walking across the street. Kim's laughing. And the dog stops, and it looks to camera, and it goes, arr, arr. It walks across the rest of the street. And, you know, Angel was directing it, but I wanted to scream, cut, print, you know. It was a movie moment. And something made that happen, okay? I've had some movie moments in my life. Kim and I were on our honeymoon. We were on Lake Como, and we're sitting at a restaurant outdoors. It's midnight, and all of a sudden, the moon comes over the mountains, comes down into Lake Como. The moonlight diffuses in the lake. A flock of birds comes flying through the moonbeams. Kim's smiling. And on the other side of Lake Como, I hear, arf, arf. I turned to Kim. I said, if you knew what it costs for me to stage this, you know. But obviously, something or somebody sent that to me. And I got a hunch you've had stuff like that happen too. And if you want more of it to happen, because those things will inspire you to write and create, you must consciously make yourself available to it. You must make yourself available to it. When my father passed away, gosh, we had a tumultuous relationship, but I respected him so much. He was such a wonderful coach, such great ideas. I've talked about some of his history in previous episodes. And we inherited his house. Kim and I drove from Kansas City. We got there about 1 o'clock at night in Southwest Michigan. And we're moving our stuff out of the car into the house, middle of winter. And Kim says, honey, you know, it's cold outside. Why don't you put your father's stadium coat on? So I said, okay. Went into the house. I put this navy blue stadium coat with a hood on it. Go out to the car. You know, it sounds like I'm making this stuff up, but I'm not, okay? And I get a load of stuff, and I start to walk past the house. And all of a sudden, there's a blue streak that's about 1 inch wide that flashes across the entire sky right over my father's house while I'm wearing my father's coat. Okay? So, you know, I'm not out on a broken limb, okay? I'm not McLean. Who is it, Kim? What's her name?
Oh, Shelley McLean.
Who?
Shelley McLean?
No, not Shelley McLean. McLean. She's the actress. Kim's going to Google it.
I'll Google it.
You know, she was in Terms of Endearment. Shirley MacLaine. Shirley MacLaine. You know, I'm not out on a broken limb. I'm not, you know, doing, you know, buffalo dances in the middle of the night like Kevin Costner, you know, in Dances with Wolves. I'm not a woo-woo kind of guy, okay? But I do believe, I don't even believe, I know that there's something out there. It doesn't come from nowhere. And if you can tap into that, if you can harness that, you're gonna really grow from it. And you're gonna see things that are gonna come to you that you can turn into something that's amazing. You know, I always say I don't like stress, but I love pressure. You know, pressure takes a piece of coal and turns it into a diamond after millions of years. Stress can crack that diamond, but you want pressure. Kim, how are we doing on time? I know you're doing something else here, but
Oh, yeah.
okay. So last thing here. She multitasks.
Trying to find more forums.
She multitasks like a maniac. So last thing is Jack's tip jar. And this is like a tough one. But again, and I know I'm going to lose some people, but it's going to pay you benefits. Jack's tip jar is if you want to be a writer, you got to write every single day. I don't care if it's your mother's Mother Day. I don't care if it's your anniversary. I don't care if your kid's graduation. Even if you write for 15 or 20 minutes a day, you gotta write every day. I don't care if you're sick. Some of the best writing I ever had was when I was miserable and had the flu, because I tapped into that misery. So write every single day, okay? And I know this was a little bit wacky and, you know, different from my usual episodes, but, you know, maybe that's part of the fun of our vlog here. I hope I see you guys real soon. Take care.